Welcome everybody to a very special episode of Beyond the Box Set, where we are going to rank the Best Picture nominees for the Oscars of 2019.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to kick us off, John, or do you want to say something for it?
Sure. Well, we're going to, as is the tradition, we've done this in the past 2 years, I believe, we're going to rank them from our least favourite through to our favourites. Mm-hmm. We've both made individual rankings, which we have not seen. So we will start with one of our least favourite, and then we'll just work our way up to the top and see what we have in common and what we have different.
Yeah.
Do you want to start?
Sure. So my least favourite is, unsurprisingly, Vice.
Same.
I assumed so.
Yes.
I think we both really did not like this film. Oh, we should also say up top, we have done a review of every one of these films, and that's all available on our Patreon page.
Yep.
So yeah, please go to patreon.com/beyondtheboxset, and you can subscribe for as much or as little as you want, and you get access to all those reviews.
Yep, full length reviews as little as $2 a month, and you also get lots of other bonus features, including a 30-second ad slot on the main show and the opportunity to pick films for us to review in the future. So get on it.
You make it sound so easy to say.
I'm doing my best. So Vice, yeah.
Yeah, Vice.
Didn't care for this.
No, not at all. This film felt very... Oh, what's the word I heard recently? Self-masturbatory.
That's a good phrase, yeah.
Isn't it?
Yeah, it's very that, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was very pleased with itself.
Yes, it was.
I just don't think, I said this on our main review, I don't think Adam McKay, the director-writer's style of filmmaking is a style of filmmaking that I enjoy.
No. I'm also going to say up top that this list I've got here is quite personal. It's not what I think is going to happen.
Yeah.
It is how I rank the films personally.
Yeah, and that's...
Which ones are my favourites, which ones are not my favourites.
Yeah, exactly. And
it's not at all how I think they will do.
Yeah, same, and I think that's the thing, you've got to be honest to how you personally feel about films. There's no right or wrong answers when it comes to personal taste. So,
yeah.
Although
we can make a guess at the end of the episode as to which film is going to win Best Picture.
Totally, yeah,
and the other awards.
Absolutely, which I'm sure we will. But yeah, same. So yeah, I mean, I just found this to be, as you mentioned, self-masturbatory, very intellectually shallow. I feel like it wasn't really... It didn't tell me anything. Like, it just didn't...
I just keep remembering just the opening credit of just like, well, we don't really know much about Dick Cheney, but we tried our fucking best.
Yeah, that for me was the low point, and it happened in the first 30 seconds. I just hate that. Like, I feel like on the episode...
It's so unimaginative, uncreative.
Yeah, it's lazy. A lot of this film is so lazy. And
yeah.
I wish there was a film about Dick Cheney that had really dug into who he was. Not necessarily to try and make him more sympathetic, but just to at least attempt.
Or make him feel more like the bad guy, because this film didn't really make me have an opinion.
No. Well, this film came in with the opinion that he's a horrible person, which, I'm not disputing, but it felt like nobody on this film wanted to really delve into his motivations. The director, the writer, the acting. Like, again, we've talked about it already on the full episode, but yeah, the acting in this film, you've got Christian Bale, great actor. You've got Amy Adams, great actress. You've got a lot of a good supporting cast. You've got Sam Rockwell. You've got Steve Carell. Naomi Watts pops up randomly. You've got a lot of good people in this, but none of them are doing their best work. And the whole body transformation from Christian Bale, I just found more annoying than anything. Like, it just irritated me.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah,
that's fair.
Because it didn't add anything. There was no reason for Christian Bale to play this role at all. Like, it could have been anyone. And there are many talented actors who could have played this role without having to change their entire bodies, and it just felt lots of people gain weight or lose weight for film roles. Sometimes it's amazing and it really helps to add to the character, and that's fine. But for this, it just felt like self-indulgent. His weight didn't inform the character. No,
it didn't, and you couldn't see you couldn't see his acting.
No, all you could see was the prosthetics and the body, and you could see. Yeah, you could absolutely. It made it very superficial.
People shouldn't be given Oscars or even nominations just for putting on or losing weight.
No, sure, anyone can do that.
Yeah.
I sense that you're a kinetic leader. You make decisions based on instinct.
I am. People always said that.
Yeah. Very different from your father in that regard. Now, maybe I can handle some of the more mundane jobs, overseeing bureaucracy, managing military, energy, foreign policy.
That sounds good.
Okay, so what's number 7 on your list then? So there's 8 films, by the way.
Yes, there are 8 films. So this might be controversial, and I had to really think long and hard about this. My number 7 is Bohemian Rhapsody.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I had a lot of fun watching this, and I could have put this anywhere between 7 and 4. Like, it was real, like, there's basically, I have 3 that I think are really good films, and I have like 4 that I think are good films for different reasons, and I've got the one that Vice was the clear bottom.
Yeah.
So these like,
Yeah.
the middle section is really, it could change. The reason I put Bohemian Rhapsody 7th is, as much as I really enjoyed it, like, I found it to be thoroughly entertaining. I was never bored. I left the cinema screening. We both of us left the cinema screening thing. Like, that was really entertaining. I had a great time watching this. But I don't know if it should... I don't think it deserves to be in this category. Because I think it is a very average film. An entertaining popcorn film. But I think it's not particularly well made. I think it's a great performance in an average film. And I think there are too many things against it in terms of how it's made, in terms of anything that's not related to Rami Malek. Like, the script isn't very good, the supporting actors mostly, sometimes generally quite bad.
Yeah.
It just feels very flawed.
Yeah.
And for that reason, even though I enjoyed it, I almost enjoyed it in spite of itself, if you know what I mean. Like, I enjoyed it because it was the music was great because it's Queen, and Rami Malek was fantastic, and, you know, parts of it were very funny. Like, there was a lot of this that I found really funny and entertaining, but it just feels like it's out of its depth in this category. It's like, it's a popcorn film that you like. It's like if Love Actually got Best Picture. You know what I mean? Like, I mean that, maybe that's a bad example because I hate Love Actually, but I don't.
It's an extreme example.
Okay, let me think of something I don't hate as much. It's like if, say,
Mamma Mia.
Yes, exactly. It's like if Mamma Mia got nominated for Best Picture. You'd be like, I had a great time watching Mamma Mia. Mamma Mia was great fun. But it's not the best picture made this year. It was just fun.
Well, as we discussed in our Oscar predictions episode a couple of weeks ago, this year is massively an off year.
It does feel that way.
There really are not many films that feel nominatable for this category. And so the Oscars have done their best, and clearly they agree, because it's the first time in years, if ever, that they've nominated 8 films. When currently they can nominate a maximum of 10.
Yeah, true. Yeah, it's
and
the shortest.
And they normally do 9.
Yeah, it's the shallowest pool we've had in a while, so yeah.
Yeah, I know that it used to be 5 before, I think, 2010 or something.
Yes, yeah.
And since then, I don't think they've done an 8.
No, I think it was 5. This would not be making the cut, and that was another reason I was kind of had to give it a low ranking for me.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I mean, I've not ranked it as low as
No,
number
I didn't
7.
think you would. But if it was on just purely enjoyment, I'd probably rank it a little bit higher. But I had to, at some point, think... Well, for me personally, like, I just had to think, does this really deserve to be here? And I kind of thought, well, I don't know that it does. So, yeah.
How was that?
Higher.
Can you go a bit higher?
If I go any higher, only dogs will hear me. Try. Higher.
Jesus, how many more Galileos do you want?
One more.
One more.
Again.
Go on, roll the track. Who even is Galileo?
Okay, so my number 7 is, I don't think controversially, A Star Is Born.
Okay, no, I think that's perfectly fair.
Yeah, this film I found very average, I think. I don't know, I've not seen any Star Is Born film beforehand.
Yes.
But just knowing the fact that this is the 3rd or 4th remake.
It's the 4th version, so the 3rd remake. So
yes.
there's Janet Gaynor, it's always defined by who played the female role. Janet Gaynor, Judy Garland, Barbara Streisand, Lady Gaga. So,
Yeah. Make some different films. This film was a good film. It absolutely was, and I can see why it's nominated for Best Picture.
Yeah.
However, it's its lack of unoriginality.
It's lack of originality, you mean?
Yeah.
It's lack of unoriginality would mean it was super original.
Yeah, its lack of originality is just... It makes it difficult to rank it higher than that. It was good. Bradley Cooper was amazing in it. I don't think that he was an incredible director, hence why he's not nominated.
No, well, that was a bit of a shocker, but I can understand it, yeah.
Yeah, because directing-wise, this film...
No, it did.
It's all right.
There are some moments. I think the way they shot Shallow was very, very good. But as a whole film, not so much.
Yeah, sure. I can probably think of 10 directors who did better this year.
I think that's probably why he was a first-time director for a major motion picture. So Obviously, a lot of that counted against him, which is
Yes.
why he wasn't nominated. Yeah.
I also think that the filmmakers didn't have a massive confidence in this, hence why they cast Lady Gaga in the role. Just like, okay, we need a big name to this. Bradley Cooper's not big enough. And like, if Bradley Cooper's not a big enough name to go and sell a film...
Why do you think it should have been someone other than Gaga?
I don't know who that would be.
Sure.
But I don't think that she was outstanding in the role.
Do you think it should have been an actress rather than a singer?
Yes,
Okay.
I absolutely think that they got the name of Lady Gaga. She's entering films, so she's entering acting as a film actress. She's done TV before, and this is why you should all go and see this film. And that's why a lot of people went and saw this film.
Sure, yeah.
Because Lady Gaga was doing it, and she can sing, and you know they put out "Shallow" as a single, and it did really well.
Yeah.
And, you know, might win the best song.
I think it'll be a shock if it doesn't win the best song.
Okay, cool. I mean, I don't really want it to. I'm not a big fan of it.
Yeah, the other ones? Or?
We'll come to that.
We'll
at the
come
end.
to that.
Yeah.
Okay, sure. Yeah.
Yeah, but just, I don't know. She was fine in this, and I'm just not sold by it. It feels too pop culture-y, I think.
Yeah, I've ranked this a bit
It feels
high.
like popular because it should be popular.
Yeah.
And for that reason, it's just, I'm not there for it. It feels
Yeah.
like a film that's just been made just to, like, I don't know, not even make some money, I don't know, just make some buzz.
It's really interesting. It did make a lot of money. It made over 200 million in America alone, so it's been a smash hit.
That's great.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like anybody's passion project.
No, well...
And I think every other film, including Vice,
Yeah.
on this list,
somebody really...
feels like somebody's passion project.
No, I agree. I think that's a really interesting point because it's been really interesting watching this film's Oscar trajectory, because when it came out and made all this money and it got really great reviews, everyone's like, okay, this is going to win all the Oscars. It's going to be Best Picture, Best Actor, Best Actress. And there was a time when Bradley Cooper was such a favourite to win Best Actor, it was like, it wasn't even worth betting on him. It was like, it was like, that's going to happen.
Yeah.
And it's just lost all momentum. It's completely gone off the rails.
Yeah.
And I do think it's because it has had good reviews and people generally liked it, but I think it's nobody's favourite film. I think it's everyone's like third or fourth. And I think that is why it's kind of lost momentum a little bit. And I think this is a prime candidate. If it wasn't for the fact that it's probably going to win Best Song, this would be a prime candidate to be that film that gets like 10 nominations and no wins.
Yeah.
It's that kind of like,
Yeah.
it's good enough to get nominated, but nobody really feels that strongly about it. So, I mean, I've ranked it higher, but I think that's a very fair 7th place. So, yeah.
When do you think it's going to be next remade?
They'll probably have to, traditionally they'll have to wait another 20 or 30 years.
What needs to happen? So 20 or 30 years' time, does anybody need to have like died or anything?
No, because Barbra Streisand's still alive.
Okay.
It's not you have to wait till the previous one died until, you know. It would be like a horror movie. Like, someone wants to do it.
We've got to regenerate that Doctor Who. Or
Yeah. No, I think it'll be remade in 20 or 30 years. It will just it's a timeless story, so it will continue to be remade. So I'm sure it will be remade again at some point, but not for a while. So yeah.
Well, I can't wait for us to do that on the podcast.
Me too, yeah.
Because that would be fun. Just like, okay, this is a film that's not coming out in present day 2019. It's coming out in 2050.
Yeah.
And this is
what's going on. We're still doing this.
Yeah.
Middle age beyond the box. I'm excited.
You're not making any sense. Yeah, just keep drinking. That'll give you the
I don't
answer.
know, maybe I just fucking failed you. It just
You
kills
what?
me. I'm sorry. I just
You failed me?
Yeah, you're embarrassing, and it's just, I know, I feel
I'm
bad
embarrassing?
for you. Yeah, I just, you know.
I'm not fucking embarrassing.
I just have to tell
you're
you, I gotta
embarrassing.
be
And you know
honest
what
with
you're
you,
doing
you know,
is you're so embarrassed of
I
your
just
fucking
gotta
self
know.
that you gotta put me down.
You're ugly and you're not. I'm trying to tell you that, so you need to get all this fucking approval by all these other people, and it's, why can't I just
you
be
know
enough
what I
for
like
you?
is for my boyfriend to love
Yeah.
me. Actually, for my husband
Yeah,
to
who's
love
your
me.
fucking boyfriend? You have a boyfriend?
Yeah, I've got a boyfriend.
That hurts.
Yeah, I have a boyfriend.
Call me your fucking boyfriend.
You're my boyfriend. You're my boyfriend if you don't treat me like your wife.
I don't even know what that fucking means.
Okay, so we're both done on number 7.
Yeah.
So we both had Vice at number 8. Your number 7 was Star as Well. My number 7 was Bohemian Rhapsody. So my number 6 was Green Book.
Oh, okay, I've got that a little bit higher.
Okay, sure. Again, like we've just reviewed this, so it feels very fresh in the mind. This is a film that was elevated by exceptional acting. Two of the best actors in Hollywood right now. Just absolutely fantastic. Can't fault them. The film was perfectly average, fine. It felt very dated. It was very overdone. It didn't do anything original. Parts of it felt a bit weird, but on the whole, it was perfectly nice. And this is the film that's probably going to have one of the longest shelf lives of all the Oscar films. Like, this is a film that is very mass appeal. It's a very easily digestible message. It's a very easily digestible film. So it will absolutely live on. But if I think of all the categories, not even just Best Picture, but of any category that it's nominated in, I don't think it's the best at any one of them.
Yeah.
It's, for me, it is. This should be everyone's like third or fourth favourite. But I think it is going to pick up a one or two. I just wasn't very enthusiastic about it. But I don't hate it.
Yeah, I kind of agree. It doesn't feel majorly iconic, although it is a good film. It's fun.
Yeah.
It tells a strong message. As you mentioned in our review, it's a well-told message, but a message that's still relevant.
That message is always fold your pizza.
Yeah. Yeah. And hopefully more people will now fold their pizzas as a result of this film. So
Definitely, yeah.
That's why I've ranked it a little bit higher.
Great, sure. Something you believe very strongly.
Dear Dolores, DEAR, this is an animal. As I'm writing this letter, I'm eating potato chips, and I'm starting to get thirsty. And you know this is pathetic, right? Tell me what you're trying to say.
I don't know. You know, I miss her.
Then say that. But do it in a manner that no one else has ever done it before.
My number 6
Yeah, sure.
is Roma.
Sure, okay. I've ranked this a little bit higher as well, but yeah.
So Roma is the film about this person played by Yalitza somebody.
Aparicio.
Yes. Aparicio.
Aparicio, I think, yeah.
Okay. She is the maid for this middle-class Mexican family. It's directed by Alfonso Cuarón, who did Gravity and did The Revenant. He's a really good director. He's shown himself twice with two very different films. He's a very visual director. And, well, whether you think he's good or not, because Gravity, it's a very mixed film.
Yeah.
And The Revenant, it's good. It's not the best film in the world, but I would still say it's a good film. He's a very visual director. He does a lot of long shots.
Yes.
And his cinematography is beautiful. And in this film, he does a very similar job, apart from the fact that it's all in black and white.
Yeah.
And for me, that does take something away from it. And I know that it's obviously a deliberate choice, and there's reasons behind it, which we get into in our main review. And John does turn me around on it, to be honest. But, I don't know, black and white takes something away from it. Being in a different language, I mean, that's me being selfish, me having a problem with it. But again, that takes them away from it because you spend so much of your time reading subtitles that you spend less time looking at the acting and looking at what's going on screen. And there's just a lot going on at the same time as there is nothing going on in this film. So Roma just really didn't work for me. The story I didn't find majorly interesting. There certainly were points, as we talk about, but on the whole, I found it quite, I know plain's not the word, but just not for me.
Yeah, that's fair.
It didn't appeal to me, it didn't stand out to me. I don't feel like I took much from it, other than just, don't get somebody pregnant and run away.
yes, that's like just good message.
I mean, don't be shit to women is a message, certainly.
Well, I don't think this is like a message movie. No, like, that happens, but I don't think that film is like preaching that message.
It's not, but I'm just really grasping at something that I can sort of, relate to in this film.
Sure, okay, yeah.
Just like not being shit to women. That's
it. That's one. Yeah,
I don't know. I'm like I say, I'm really clutching at straws here.
Well, for me, I've read that.
I'm trying my best to feel good about this film and to be positive about it because it is a really good film.
Yes,
and it's really well made, and it probably does deserve to be a Best Picture nominee. But for me, it's 6 out of 8.
No, yeah, and I think it's absolutely. You shouldn't feel that you need to rank it higher than you actually feel, just to feel like you're making the correct choice. At the end of the day, you have to be honest about how you actually responded to it.
Like I said, it's a personal list. It's not
it is a personal list.
It's at this point, it's not a prediction list.
Yeah, exactly. I've ranked it a little bit higher because I agree with you in that it's quite slow, and I did have to watch it with a few breaks. I found it a little bit hard to engage with because the character is so very, very passive that it's very hard to get a handle on her. Like, it's a very still, quiet performance. I think it's beautiful, but it's hard to kind of really get into her psyche in many ways because it's based on a character that is very real to the director. It's his maid. And I think perhaps he saw her as this very stoic kind of, very loving character. He doesn't really delve into her psychology particularly. So she's just kind of this almost perfect character. Like, you never really get a sense of what was going on under the surface, what she was thinking, and this film never really does that.
Yeah.
The main thing I loved about this film, as we discussed in our review, is that it is visually stunning. It is genuinely one of the most beautifully shot films I think you will ever see. Like, there was shots in this film I think will be in museums. You know, they will be iconic. When people do retrospectives of great cinematography, they will show the wide shots of Mexico as they're running through the traffic and it pans across, you know. And they had to recreate, like, it's not even that's not Mexico in 2019.
Yeah, I was wondering all
they
that.
They had to painstakingly recreate
the
Mexico of the 70s, which is incredible. The beach scene, the scenes in the cinema. For me, black and white sometimes I don't find it as much of a divider as you do. I think that sometimes it helps to create just very specific beauty, and I think the visuals of this film were just incredible. I did find the story slow moving, but the reason I've ranked it high is that it really made me think afterwards. Like, when I'd stopped watching it, it ran through my head for the next 24 hours, and I was like thinking about what it meant and what the characters meant and what it must have meant to the director and where those characters might be today. And so I just think it's such a personal, artistic film that I just have to respect what it was trying to do. And for the most part, it worked for me. I do respond more to films that are a little more dialogue driven, a little bit more plot driven, but I really respected the fact that I couldn't possibly rank this below Bohemian Rhapsody. I might have enjoyed Bohemian Rhapsody more just as a pure cinema watching experience. But it's like comparing a McDonald's to like a steak. You know what I mean?
Sure, okay, yeah.
I don't mean that to sound snobby. I just mean, like, if you give me the choice between the two, 9 times out of 10 I'll eat the McDonald's. Yeah, if no one's watching, I'll be like, fucking want a McDonald's, you know? Like, but if you're like, what was the better meal? You'd be like, actually, the steak was a better meal.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm talking in meat terms to a vegetarian, but do you know what I mean?
Well, that's fine then. It's a good metaphor because that's why I disagree here. Like, I don't understand where you're coming from with that, and so I've ranked in the opposite order.
Well, okay, let's say, like, if you have, like, a mac and cheese versus...
No, I get what you're saying, John.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
You don't need to go further.
Okay, fine.
¿Y ahora tú qué tienes? ¿Qué? ¿No me vas a hablar?
No puedo, estoy muerto.
Entonces resucita, pues, y ya nos vamos.
No puedo, estoy muerto.
Ah, bueno.
¿Qué haces? ¿Qué haces? ¿Qué haces? Ya dime.
No puedo, estoy muerta.
Alright, so what's your number 6 or something? What's your next film?
My next film, okay, so we had Vice, Bohemian Rhapsody, Green Book. We're up to my number 5 now. My number 5 is Blakkklansman.
That is the same.
Oh, we're both at 5 with that?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
It's quite middle of the road, really, isn't it?
Yes, this is a perfect example of a film that lands square in the middle.
Yes.
This is a film that I wanted so much to love.
Yeah, me too.
I really wanted this to be my favourite.
Yes, I thought this film was going to be just an incredible sort of comment on films like Green Book.
Yes.
Like, this is what, you know, all the Oscar films are about. There's always at least one every year that's just white people feeling bad for being racist.
Yeah.
And this one's going to be kind of like that, but with a...
It's going to twist it on its head.
But with a Spike Lee twist.
Yeah.
Yeah, not Spike Lee twist, but a Spike Lee sort of twirl on the film.
Spike Lee twist, but twirl. I like that.
It's not an alternative word.
No, I love that.
Yeah, and it so nearly was, and the trailers made it look like that's what it was going to be, and I know a lot of people think that it was, and obviously, you know, you're entitled to your opinion, but in my opinion, it didn't hit the mark. It was close. It was so close to just being a great film, but somehow it just missed it.
Yeah.
And, I mean, it was a while ago since I saw it, so I don't remember exactly how it missed it.
I felt it was really style over substance a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, the trailer was amazing.
You went a bit Sean Connery.
I did like a Sean Connery, style over substance. It was, like, the trailer was the best trailer I've seen all year. Like, it was, I remember it was the first time we saw that trailer, we were both just like, we need to see that film.
Yeah.
Like, it looked so cool. It was just, because it told such a fascinating story about a black guy who, in the 70s, I think, who infiltrates the Ku Klux Klan by posing as a white man with the help of a Jewish guy. So it's two people who shouldn't be part of the Ku Klux Klan, you know, who are endangering themselves so much. And it should have been so tense.
That was it, yes.
It was the lack of... it should have been so, like, holy fuck, edge of seats.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. But it just played out as quite bland.
Yeah.
Which is really disappointing with this kind of film.
It really is. And I don't know. I just had such high expectations.
Yeah, I think expectations didn't help because we both went in wanting to love it.
Well, that's what the trailer did. That's the fault of the trailer.
It did. It set, and there are films that we'll talk about that had amazing trailers that also delivered amazing films.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
yeah. You know what I'm talking about.
yeah. But yeah, this one, I don't know.
Yeah,
it's such a shame.
It is because it could have been a classic.
This could have been my number one easily.
Same. I was so proud for it to be my number one.
Yeah.
I'm glad it's in the mix. I think it's an important film. I think it's a smart film. It's a well-made film. It's a well-acted film. It doesn't do anything wrong.
I'm not going to say well-made because at the points you've made, it should have been more tense.
Yeah, that's
and
true.
It kind of sells itself even during the film that it's going to be more tense than it actually turns out to be.
Yeah.
That's its issue.
No, actually, that's very fair.
Because you get all these scenes signposted beforehand, like, okay, well, you know that he's going to go and infiltrate.
Yeah.
That Adam Driver's going to go and infiltrate the Ku Klux Klan in this house party or whatever's going on. And, like, he goes down to the basement. You've seen that people have got guns. Somebody down there joins him with a gun, starts asking if he's Jewish and stuff. And it never gets tense.
No.
It's always too lighthearted, and they're missing a big trick for that.
Yeah.
Because in all of those scenes, they've got two major characters. They've got Adam Driver, and they've got, I'm sorry, but I don't remember his name.
John David Washington.
Yes, John David Washington. They've got him in another area. And, I believe multiple times in the film, those two are in different areas, but like the scenes happening at the same time, essentially. And they could do something where one is in a big, big, tense moment, and the other one's in more of a comical moment, which is kind of what they just sort of get midway between.
Yeah,
for everything.
That's it. It could have.
It's midway between tension and comedy, and it doesn't specifically do either.
Yeah, it could have. Yeah, we've just said how we wanted it to be super tense. It could just as easily have been just a comedy, and that would have been great. But yeah, it lands in the middle, in that weird, bland middle place where it's kind of neither use nor ornament.
Yeah,
it's just kind of like watchable, but you never really feel anything. And this is a film that should make you really feel something. So, and it left me feeling...
Now, I've only seen it the once, and I really hope that even after me ranking it like this, I really hope that I come back to it and I enjoy it.
Same, yeah.
Because I will watch this again.
Yeah.
At some point. I don't know when that's going to be, but I will watch this again. It's that good a film.
Yeah.
And yeah, I hope I enjoy it.
Yeah, this is a film I really wish I could have ranked higher, but it just didn't quite land for me. So, yeah.
Say we're trapped, but that Peckerwood had a gun in my face. And he was an ass hair away from pulling the trigger.
And he didn't.
But he could have. And then I would have been dead. For what? Stopping some jerk-offs from playing dress-up?
Flip, it's intel.
Well, I'm not risking my life to prevent some rednecks from lighting a couple sticks on fire.
This is the job. What's your problem?
That's my problem. For you, it's a crusade. For me, it's a job.
Yeah. So that was my number 5, and your number 5 is 2. So what's your number 4 then? We're getting to the good
My number
parts
4
now.
is Green Book. We covered that.
Okay, yeah, we've covered Green Book, yeah. Cool.
Yeah. Your number 4?
A Star is Born.
Brilliant.
So I just put that there because I think it's very well made and well acted, even though it is a little bit middle of the road.
Yeah.
So top 3 time.
Top 3?
Yeah.
All right. So my number 3 is Bohemian Rhapsody.
Okay, sure.
I've put Bohemian Rhapsody that high because, not that I disagree with everything that you've said, because you've made some very good points. Like the film, it's all right.
Yeah.
It's just fine. A lot of the acting is below par.
A lot of it feels like a Richard Curtis movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know, this film was just so much fun for me.
Yeah.
I had such a good time, and it would be wrong of me to forget how much I enjoyed this in the cinema.
Yeah.
And there is definitely something to be said for enjoying something like a lot when you see it for the first time.
Absolutely, yeah.
But I felt the kind of emotion at the end of this film, just the way that this film ended, I felt the kind of emotion that I feel when I watch Iron Man, which, since my last ranking, is my favourite film.
Sure, yeah.
You know, just that ultimate joy
of
watching something you absolutely love, and you just feel so happy about it.
Yeah.
And this film did that. Even though it's not the happiest of films.
No.
Because it touched on a lot of topics, particularly a lot of negative topics about Freddie Mercury, you know, for him contracting AIDS and eventually dying of that. But, yeah, just it made me feel so good that it would be wrong of me not to rank it where I've ranked it.
No, I think that's perfectly fair. I feel like we've talked about this film like 4 or 5 times now because we reviewed it, then we did the Oscar. So we've covered it a lot, but just to reiterate what I've said in the past is that for me, I know a lot of people don't like the way this film portrays Freddie Mercury's illness or his life, whatever. I think it's very respectful to how Freddie Mercury himself would want to be portrayed.
Absolutely.
It doesn't focus on his illness. It doesn't define him by how he died. It defines him by how he lived, which was as an amazing entertainer. Yeah, the stuff about his sexuality, you could question, but I think he wouldn't want a film made about him that focused so much on him dying of AIDS. I think the focus on his relationship with Mary is very fair, because that's true, because she was the love of his life. He wrote the song, The Love of My Life. So I have no problems with the way it depicts him as a person, and no one can speak for Freddie Mercury but himself. Nobody will ever know. But yeah, I think a lot of people are judging the film by how they feel like it should be based on 2018, 2019 standards, rather than by what it represents in terms of how he actually lived his life, which was in the 80s. Let's not forget, which is a different time. And he lived the life he lived, and I think to try and crowbar that into a 2018, 2019 narrative would be disrespectful. So I don't have any particular problems. I ranked it low more because I don't think it's, even though I'm right there with you, I really enjoyed it. I can't forget that it wasn't particularly, when I compare it to like Roma or The Favourite or even stuff like Green Book, it wasn't terribly well made for me.
Yeah,
it was one great performance and interesting and great music lifting up, and otherwise
I've said that in a lot of the other films they didn't put any feet wrong. This one did.
It made a lot of mistakes.
Absolutely did. Mainly for me is just the supporting cast.
Yeah.
The supporting cast are just a massive weakness in this film. Yeah. Obviously, Rami Malek is amazing in this.
Yes.
He brings the film up to the standard that it is. And I'm going to say, I hope it's not controversial, but the directing in this, the bits that were Bryan Singer, which I know for a fact is at least the Live Aid performance at the end, because that's the scene they filmed first, that is just outstanding.
Yeah.
It's really good, because it is so accurate to what the performances were, or to what at least that Live Aid performance was. I don't know about the other ones throughout the film, which also I found incredible.
Yeah,
really enjoyable.
It comes alive when he performs.
Absolutely, yeah. And you know what? Maybe that's not for the sake of it being a good film or to the sake of Freddie Mercury being a great performer.
But if you can recapture the greatness,
the fact that the film can replicate that in such a way is brilliant. And one thing that's also not said that much, I've not seen a film that is as well dubbed as this film.
Yeah, the sound engineering is incredible. Yeah, absolutely.
So sound mixing, which I've now learnt that is.
Okay, so
I believe.
Sure. Okay.
I think. Oh God, I really don't know. Yes, this one is got to be my favourite.
Okay. Yeah, that's very fair, and I agree with you. Like, whatever Bryan Singer may or may not have done, I don't know, but it's that weird thing. Just because someone does bad things, do you just pretend that the work isn't as good as it is? Because at the end of the day, if you just watch this film and take all that out of account, the musical sequences are incredibly well directed, and maybe we shouldn't. Maybe it's right that he's not been nominated for Best Director. Maybe he shouldn't be rewarded if we know that his private life he's doing the things that he's been accused of. But just as a film, you can't say it's not well directed, because it is. Those scenes are fantastically directed. So yeah, I agree with you.
Because this film is not going to get made again.
No, it's not.
Like, there's not going to be another film like this of Freddie Mercury or Queen's life.
Yeah.
So if you want to reward this film, you shouldn't not reward it just because of Bryan Singer.
Absolutely, yeah. Well, I think they've made the compromise where it's nominated for Best Picture, Best Actor, a lot of technicals, but not Best Director.
Yeah.
And also, I mean, that'd be hard because there are two directors on the film, so it's hard to say who did what, but yes. I think that it's a delicate line, but you're right. Like, I know that annoyed you with First Man, where it was like, this is the only chance we're going to get to see Neil Armstrong's film, and it sucked. Yeah. So, yeah. Very fair placing. So that was your number 3?
That was my number 3.
Okay. My number 3 was Roma, which we pretty much discussed. But yeah, I just couldn't put it any lower. I did find it a little dull, but I also thought that it was an artistic achievement. It was so beautiful. The cinematography was so incredible, and it just felt like a real work of art. Yeah. So I just had to respect that. I couldn't possibly say this was a worse film than like Bohemian Rhapsody or A Star Is Born, which were just kind of average films, or Blakkklansman even.
Yeah.
So. Yeah.
So now comes the moment in the episode where we announce the films that are our best picture choices.
Oh, we both got the same top 2.
We do, which is actually quite nice.
Yeah.
So it's both between Black Panther and The Favourite, which, to be fair, I'm surprised at you, John. I didn't think Black Panther would make it this high for you.
Well, again, if I look at the criteria, like, did I enjoy it? Yes. Was it well made? Yes. Was it artistic? Yes.
Do you want to talk about these films and then rank them afterwards?
Yeah, let's do it that way.
Yeah, so Black Panther then.
Okay.
I think that Black Panther, of this list, may be the only one, or it may be one of 2 or 3, that I feel are absolute moments in cinema.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
This is a film that is never going to be forgotten.
It's a game changer.
Absolutely, yeah. And for that reason, it's got to be ranked as high as we've both ranked it, I believe.
Sure.
It wasn't a perfect film.
No.
It had its... Well, it didn't have its bad moments per se, but just it was formulaic.
Yeah.
It took a very familiar formula that obviously Marvel has been using very successfully for the past 10 years.
Yeah.
It did it well. It took a new turn on things by just appealing to a very different group of people. And so incredibly celebratory.
Yeah.
It was just a beauty to watch.
It was. So my
Not
thing...
just a beauty to watch, as in to watch the actual film, but to watch the film coming out.
And to see how successful and how much it meant to people, yeah.
Yeah, and to like watch the premieres of it and all the images around that and seeing people at the cinema. Like, I met people at the cinema who I've never met not meet people at the cinema.
Yeah.
But like, I did watching Black Panther, and they said like, we never go to the cinema, but we came for this.
Yeah.
It was just great just to see people just really enjoying this massive celebratory moment in cinema.
Yeah, absolutely.
Of, you know, finally it's a bit of mainstream media that's not just straight white men.
Sure. No, I don't even... I mean, yes, that added to my enjoyment as well. But the reason it's number 2 for me is that...
Spoilers.
Oh, sorry. The reason it's in the top 2 for me... The reason it may well be number 1. The reason it's in my top 2 is that looking at these films, like what they're trying to be versus what they are. Yes, Bohemian Rhapsody was fun, but there were parts that it didn't land.
Yes.
You know, so is Black Panther as artistic as Roma? No, you know, it doesn't have the, you know, in the sense that it's, you know, is the cinematography as unique? No. You know, is it as iconic in those ways? No. But is it succeeding on its own terms? There were no scenes in Black Panther that I can remember that didn't work. It was well paced, it was well acted, it looked great, it was engaging, the characters were interesting, the costumes were fantastic, you know, everything it was trying to deliver on, it delivered on, and it was also breaking boundaries. So it just across the board succeeded for me.
Yeah.
So that's why I rank it really highly. I think there's nothing I can point to in this film and be like, well, that didn't really work. Which for everything below it, you know, Roma was artistic but not very engaging. Bohemian Rhapsody was engaging but not very artistic. You know what I mean? For me, it is an almost perfect popcorn movie, and there's nothing wrong with that. That is to be respected. So for me, that's why it deserves to be in the top 2.
Yeah, no, I absolutely agree with all that. I think that's very well put.
Yeah, because I'm also not, you know, you're a big Marvel guy. I'm not necessarily. I've watched a lot of them now because of our friendship, but
sorry.
No, it's not an insult. I've enjoyed most of them. I'm just saying that, like, you know, it's something that you're very passionate about. It's not something that I, you know, am as passionate about. But even so, I found this to be just pure pleasure to watch. So, yeah.
Oh well, great, because that's a lot of what this film did was bringing new people into a genre that have not been in a genre.
Yeah,
necessarily because they've just not been represented.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, this film is great. I love rewatching this film. It's a lot of fun for a lot of reasons.
Yeah.
I'm exercising my blood right. The challenge for the mantles of King and Black Panther.
Do not do this, T'Challa. As the son of Prince Njobu, he is within his rights. He has no rights here. The challenge will take weeks to prepare.
Weeks? I don't need weeks. The whole country ain't gotta be there. I just need him and somebody to get me out of these chains.
T'Challa, what do you know of this?
I accept your challenge.
Okay, so before we announce where we've got to with our
rankings, the other one
decided to say the other one that we've since not mentioned, and not one of us has made a pun yet, which
I think that's good
we've done very well.
Yeah.
The Favourite,
yeah. So
this film was obviously the film that you were looking forward to the most since the trailers came out.
This was my Black Panther,
yeah. And as you stated before, the trailers for this film completely summed up what this film was going to be, and the film delivered.
It really did deliver, yeah.
Would you say it delivered 100% or any more than that?
Well, not anymore. I would say it delivered 99%.
Oh, really? So you think the trailer... Well, so what I mean was, the trailers give you a standard.
Yeah.
And then the film, did it give you that exact standard? Did it give you slightly less or slightly more?
It almost did. I wouldn't say it's like a perfect film. I'm a bit cagey about calling anything perfect. It did slightly drag at the end. That's my only thing. It was slightly too long.
I remember that. Yes, it did.
But in terms of like the tone, absolutely. Like the trailer set up a really interesting film, and the real film delivered on that completely. And in many ways added to it. Like the trailer made it look crazy and mad and fun, and I was like, great. It's a campy, silly, costume drama with lesbians and wigs, and love it. And the film delivered that, and also had a bit of a gut punch. Like there was genuinely emotional moments that I really appreciated. So it really was a very satisfying cinematic experience.
Yeah, I wholeheartedly agree. I don't really have much more to add to it than I really enjoyed it, and I feel sad that I've not watched it again since.
No, yeah, I'm looking forward to watching this one again. Absolutely.
This is going to be a great film to rewatch.
Absolutely, yeah. It's so well acted. It's a real three-hander. All three main actresses and a lot of supporting cast as well. Nicholas Hoult is fantastic, but the main three are just three of the standout acting performances of the year. I think all three of them are just absolutely superb. It's been really nice seeing Olivia Colman getting so much acclaim for this. Like, she's done so well.
I love her on the chat shows. She's just so happy.
She is. Great. Her and Richard E. Grant are just like sunshine of all the season. They're both just like having the best time.
They're just so much fun to watch.
Because they're so happy to. Yeah, they're so happy to be in this moment. Like, it's great.
I love how, especially Olivia Colman, the way that she comes across, she just makes herself look so normal.
Yeah, exactly.
It's brilliant.
Yeah.
And like when she's out on these chat shows, she's just looking so starstruck with all the people she's sat on the couch with.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just great fun. She's just so great.
She is. You'd have to work so hard to dislike Olivia Colman because she's just pure charm.
I'm ready for the Russian ambassador.
Who did your makeup?
We went for something dramatic. Do you like it?
You look like a badger.
Oh.
Are you going to cry?
Really?
Well, what do you think you look like?
Badger.
Okay, I'm going to reveal that my favourite
to
win the Best Picture of 2019 is in fact Black Panther.
I'm shocked and stunned to my very core.
Really? Would you be that surprised if I ranked that as number 2?
Well, I mean, I know you did like The Favourite, but I mean, for you and Marvel, it's like it would take a lot for this to not be your number 1.
Okay, that's fair. I mean, I'd like to think that that's not the case of me just being like, "Hey, this is my thing. I want this."
No, I mean, if I put it like at number 7 and you put it at number 1, I might be a bit more like. But no, I put it at number 2. It's clearly close. It's an absolutely justified decision.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying that you're like, oh, of course Harry went for the Marvel film, but obviously that is, much like you'd probably be surprised if I put Black Panther number 1 when...
What did you put?
Spoiler alert, The Favourite is my number 1.
The Favourite, okay, great.
But, yeah, that's just a personal taste thing. But I think both films deliver exactly what is expected of them fully, with great acting and great set design and great direction and everything. So it's just a case of what resonates with you a little bit more. And, yeah, there's not much in it for me at all.
Yeah.
I would be very happy if either of these won Best Picture.
Yes.
Really would. I wouldn't feel any guilt about it.
Definitely, yeah. I mean, let's have a quick look down the list here. Oh yeah, it's just those two that I'd be super happy with. Everything else, well, I'd say everything else other than A Star Is Born and Vice, I'd be like, yeah, all right.
Those two would be like, really?
And then A Star Is Born and Vice, I'd be like, oh, God.
Yeah.
Okay, so actor in a leading role. So we have nominees: Christian Bale from Vice, Bradley Cooper from A Star Is Born, Willem Dafoe from At Eternity's Gate, Rami Malek from Bohemian Rhapsody, and Viggo Mortensen from Green Book.
Okay.
For you, what do you think?
So I've not yet seen Willem Dafoe in At Eternity's Gate.
Same.
I will attempt to have watched it by the Oscar night. So with that out of a contention, I don't think he's going to win anyway. I would say Bradley Cooper. I think he was the best of all of them, really. Even though the film was kind of average.
Yeah, I think I agree. It's close between him and Rami Malek.
Yeah.
I think Rami Malek was outstanding. Bradley Cooper was very, very similar.
Yeah. I feel like Bradley Cooper was really good in an average film. Rami Malek was outstanding in a slightly less good film. So it's kind of like, I don't know.
I think Bradley Cooper was outstanding.
Yeah, no, he was outstanding in a better film. So, whereas
I think Bradley Cooper was in a better film.
And he was outstanding.
And he was outstanding.
That's what I mean.
I think Rami Malek was outstanding, but the film wasn't as good.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, maybe it's easier to acknowledge Rami Malek because he was elevating a film that wasn't that great. But
yeah, in comparison.
Yeah. But either of those, I'd be fine with. I think Willem Dafoe and Viggo Mortensen are kind of filler. Like, I've not seen Willem Dafoe. Viggo Mortensen was great. Like, he was very good. I can't fault his performance. I don't think it was, like, outstanding. I think it was as good as it needed to be.
Yeah.
And Christian Bale wasn't bad, but I didn't like it.
Yeah, we both
I'd be annoyed if that
we both didn't like him, yeah. Okay, he's the best actress in leading role. We've got Yalitza Aparicio from Roma. Well, Glenn Close from The Wife, which I've not seen.
Okay, I've seen it, yes.
Okay. Olivia Colman from The Favourite, Lady Gaga from A Star Is Born, and Melissa McCarthy from Can You Ever Forgive Me?
Yeah. Do you want to go first for this one?
Now, I've always said I don't like Lady Gaga in Star is Born just because she's fine. I think that she's been nominated purely because of her name.
Yeah, sure. I think she'd been nominated because she was as good as she needed to be. Like, she rose to the level of the film. She didn't, like, exceed the level of the film.
Yeah, I think everybody was looking like, oh, this is a first-time film actress.
Yeah. Like, it could have been awful, but yeah.
Yalitza Aparicio, as we covered in the review, it's a little bit hard to judge because of many different reasons, lighting being one of them, not being able to see her face a lot of the time.
And it's a very different kind of performance compared to the others.
Oh, that too, yeah. Melissa McCarthy, Olivia Colman. It's difficult.
It's tough.
Olivia Colman was very good, and she was very fun to watch. Melissa McCarthy... No, I'm giving it to Olivia Colman.
Yeah.
Because Melissa McCarthy, I feel like she has made an incredible entry into a style of film that she is not known for. And that does deserve rewarding, same as it does for Lady Gaga.
Yeah.
Whereas Olivia Colman, she's been in this field for quite a while.
Yeah.
And I would be so happy if she won.
Yeah.
I mean, she absolutely deserves it. They all deserve it.
Yeah.
They're all great. Olivia Colman, I think, has the edge.
I would agree. I would give this to Olivia Colman. It was my favourite of the performances. It was so...
I gave that a lot of fluff, didn't I?
No, not at all. I think you explained it really well. It's a really strong... It's like she's reaching peak Olivia Colman. Like,
yes. Yes, she is.
I put Melissa McCarthy at my number 2 as well because I thought she was fantastic. I forgot I was watching her, which for an actress like her, who's like obviously very famous and very recognisable, has a certain style, it's, you know, it's not easy to forget that you're watching them, but I really did. She really disappeared into the role in the best way.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just think Olivia Colman, this was the perfect role, the perfect performance, and
Melissa McCarthy, I think,
will have another chance.
Exactly, yeah. Not that Olivia Colman won't.
No, she might very well.
But I feel like this is the perfect Olivia Colman movie. And Melissa McCarthy, I think she's still feeling her way into this field.
Yeah, I agree.
And I'm saying that because she's done one film.
Yeah, they've one dramatic film. Yeah,
exactly, sure. Yeah, of course. She could do anything, Melissa McCarthy. I think that she could do really, really well.
Yeah.
And she could find her feet.
Absolutely.
I think Olivia Colman has found her feet, and she's just done that very well.
So I'd put those in the top 2, and I would say Olivia Colman is my favourite as well. I would put Lady Gaga last as well, just because, same reasons you said, I think she was perfectly adequate, but I just didn't get a transcendent moment when I was like, wow, I'm just so amazed by you. Yalitza Aparicio and Glenn Close. I think I'd put Yalitza third because I think she was perfect for the performance that she was expected to give. Like, for what was on the page, she delivered perfectly.
Yeah.
Glenn Close is probably going to win, I think.
Okay, well, I've not seen it, so I can't buy in.
She's really good. Like, she's a very good actress, but I just didn't really love the movie. I think that's the main thing. It's like, it's disappointing because it won't be a win for the film. It's not a bad film, and I think if you watch it, you don't have the kind of Glenn Close baggage that I do because you've not seen all the films that I've seen of Glenn Close.
Yeah,
like, you might really like it. It's a good film. It's it's interesting. It tells a good story, and she's very good. But it really is it's a sympathy win. It's you've been around for a long time. This might be your last chance. She's an older actress. She's in her 70s, I think now, or late 60s certainly. She's not going to get many more chances, and it's just like, it's time, you know. And that's fine. Like, I don't think that's a bad, but I just think it's a shame to not win it for the best. It's a shame to win the gold medal for not your best race. Yeah, and I think that's what that is. It's like, she gives a very good performance in a film that's just okay, and. So yeah, I'd put it in 4th, but I think she's probably going to win.
Okay, well, Best Supporting Actor then. So we've got Mahershala Ali in Green Book, Adam Driver in Blakkklansman, spoiler alert, it's not him, Sam Elliott in A Star is Born, Richard E. Grant in Can You Forgive Me, and Sam Rockwell in Vice.
This is very easy for me. Richard E. Grant, all the way.
Yeah?
Absolutely Richard E. Grant.
Let's have a look. So Mahershala Ali, I think he's got a shout.
I think he'll probably win, yeah.
Do you think? Okay. Let's see, Adam Driver, no. Sam Elliott, he didn't really have anything to do.
No.
Sam Elliott is a great actor and he can do brilliant characters. This was not that.
It was too small of a role.
Yeah.
It wasn't really a big role for him. No.
Yeah.
And I know it's supporting, but even so, it just didn't really... There was no, like, big meaty scene for him.
No.
Yeah.
Sam Rockwell, again, amazing actor. Not his film.
No, I don't. I genuinely object to that being nominated. I don't think he was in it enough, and I don't think he was good enough.
Actually, yes, I agree. Yeah, he wasn't in it enough. He was just doing Sam Rockwell.
Yeah, it felt
and it just coincided that Sam Rockwell as George Bush works.
I mean, he wasn't bad. but it felt.
I think he was really good.
I think he did a good George Bush impersonation, but it felt like a sketch show impersonation of George Bush.
I think when you're impersonating a president,
it's always going to be that way. Yeah,
any president,
especially someone like him, because he's been made fun of so much. I mean, George Bush.
I would say any president.
Sure. Well,
think of a president that you know well enough that it's not that case.
True. No, it's different.
You can't do a serious Trump.
No, you can't do a serious Bill Clinton. You could maybe do a serious Obama. I'm sure in the next few years somebody will. Right?
Yeah, maybe. Okay, so Richard E. Grant, I think. Mahershala Ali is great in this.
I think they're the clear top two. It's like the top two, huge gap the other three.
Oh, definitely, yeah. Richard E. Grant, for the same reasons that Olivia Colman, he's doing peak Richard E. Grant in the most Richard E. Granty role that has ever Richard E. Granted.
And he's just been so delightful, on the whole campaign. Have you seen any of his interviews?
I have, yeah.
He's just having the best time. Yeah. He's just enjoying it. It would just be like the perfect Cinderella story if he won and just got to be up there and be like, you did it, man.
Yeah.
It's just really, I loved him so much. And he was the heart and soul of, as much as Melissa McCarthy was amazing, those two together are what makes Can You Ever Forgive Me such a special film. And
Oh yeah, definitely. Again, I'd be so happy if he wins.
I would be
this Oscars
cheering.
This Oscars could be an amazing Oscars because
a few little surprises like that could really turn it around.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever had this much passion spread across this many awards.
Yeah, same. Yeah.
Okay, Best Supporting Actress then. So we have Amy Adams in Vice, Marina del Toribio in Roma, Regina King in If Beale Street Could Talk, which I've not seen.
Me neither.
Okay.
But I will.
And Emma Stone and Rachel Weisz both in The Favourite.
Sure. You go first this time.
Okay. It's not Vice.
No.
It's not Roma.
No.
So that means it is going to be The Favourite, and we already know it's Emma Stone from me.
Okay.
I could understand why people say Rachel Weisz. However, I would need to see this film again to actually judge that.
Sure.
Because it's difficult. Emma Stone is in the lead role.
Yeah, it feels like she should be nominated for Best Actress. I think the film is more about her.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And you know what? Actually, as much as I'm happy to see Olivia Colman in Best Lead, I think if they'd switched it, if Emma Stone was in Best Lead, she wouldn't win because she won a couple of years ago. But it'd be like, it would be a respectable nomination. Olivia Colman would have this sewn up.
Yeah.
She would have that Oscar sewn the fuck
Oh, God,
up.
she would.
And I kind of
Looking at that,
almost
wow.
wish they changed it. I kind of almost wish they'd been like, you know what, put her in supporting and she'll take it. Because I could see all three of them not getting an Oscar. Whereas if Olivia Colman had been the supporting actress, and there's so little in it in terms of screen time, there's no question she would have won.
Oh, yeah.
She would absolutely have won.
Yeah.
So it's annoying. Yeah.
Well, we'll wait and see until next.
We will see. Maybe she'll win anyway. Yeah.
We'll find out. If she doesn't win, then that's what they should have done.
Yeah, absolutely.
If she does win, then they made the right choice.
It was a noble gamble. Yeah.
Because, I mean, say what you will, I think it's a more prestigious award to win the lead than it is to win the supporting.
Oh, it absolutely is, and that's why they've done it.
Yeah. God, I hope she wins.
Yeah.
Anyway, Emma Stone for The Favourite.
Okay. For me, also not seeing Regina King in If Beale Street, I will see it this week. I'm looking forward to it. I really respect her as an actress. I think she's a very, very talented actress, and I'm sure I will enjoy her performance.
Yeah.
Of the four I have seen, Amy Adams, one of my all-time favourite actresses in other things. Like, she deserves an Oscar, but not for this. So it comes down to Marina di Tavira from Roma and the two favourite actresses. I'd put Marina in third, yeah. So for me, the favourite actress. I would give it to Rachel Weisz. I like that performance more than you did. I thought it was very subtle, but in a good way. I thought the scene where she confronts the Queen and she's like, I'll never lie to you, and that's what true love is, because I'll always tell you if you look foolish. I'll tell you if you look like a badger. All that kind of. That is one of the defining film scenes of the year for me, and I thought she was so good in that scene. So I would give it to Rachel Weisz.
Okay, fair enough. That makes sense. Okay, so directing. We have Spike Lee for BlakkKklansman, Pavel Pawlikowski for Cold War, Yorgos Lanthimos for The Favourite, Alfonso Cuarón for Roma, and Adam McKay for Vice.
Okay.
Now, we all know it's not Adam McKay.
And it's also, neither of us have seen Cold War yet, but we will.
Yes.
Okay, so it's a one of three.
So it's between The Favourite and the Roma.
And BlakkKklansman.
It's not
BlakkKklansman.
It's not.
BlakkKklansman is in third, yeah. I mean, I do think, as much as Roma wasn't my favourite film,
it was incredibly
well directed. So well directed. It was so well directed. And The Favourite was...
It's difficult because we both just have so much love for The Favourite.
Yeah. I'm going to give this to Roma. I'm just going to put it out there. I think, like, The Favourite is a great Oscar film. I hope it wins a lot.
Yeah.
People are going to be studying Roma and the way the individual scenes, the cinematography, the way it looks, which is all him. He's also the cinematographer for decades. It's just going to be one of those films that's like, it's such an achievement. So I'm going to give it to Alfonso Cuarón.
I'm with you on that. And although it's a difficult decision for me to make, I do feel quite strongly that yes, Roma is the winner of this.
Yeah,
it's got to be. Oh, great! I feel strongly about another award.
Cool. Yeah.
This Oscars could be a tragedy.
It could go really badly or really well. Then.
Okay, so next one up is cinematography.
Yeah.
For me, I've put this in an order of how much I care about these things.
Sure. Okay. Yeah. I'm just looking at Wikipedia, so I'm going to scan through it. Where's cinematography?
Okay, so cinematography we have Cold War by Lucas Zal.
Yeah.
With The Favourite by Robbie Ryan. Never Look Away by Caleb Deschanel. Roma by Alfonso Cuarón, and A Star Is Born by Matthew Libatique.
Okay, so neither of us have seen Never Look Away or Cold War yet.
Correct.
So again,
cinematography, The Favourite, Roma, and A Star Is Born. It's not A Star Is Born.
No.
Because that we don't remember from cinematography point of view. The Favourite did some really creative things. I thought that The Favourite, it looked fantastic.
The fisheye, yeah.
It looked weird.
Yes.
It looked
kept you on edge.
super weird. And yet it kept you on edge, which is what the film was trying to do.
Yeah.
And, well, it did do very successfully. And it fitted very well.
Yeah.
But for the reasons you just talked about for directing...
It has to be Roma. It's just the most beautiful film of the year. And that is visually the most beautiful. So, yeah. It's a no-brainer. That's Roma's all the way.
Yeah. My next one here is makeup and hairstyling.
Great. I love how that's so high up for you.
Actually, I think a part of this, John, this order is just because of how likely it is I'm going to watch all these films.
Yeah? Okay, sure. Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
So, yeah, makeup and hairstyle is Mary Queen of Scots, Border, and Vice.
Oh, wow. Well, okay, so we've only seen one, so it's kind of hard to... You know.
We've only seen one, however, I'm going to give it to Mary Queen of Scots.
I would agree.
Yeah, just I've seen the trailers, and they have made some choices.
Yes, I would agree with you.
They have done a lot of things there. I feel like Margot Robbie is wearing papier-mâché.
Yeah.
And
she wanted that Oscar so bad. I'm so sad she wasn't. I've not seen the film.
Well, I mean, technically, she's already won an Oscar for Best Makeup.
True.
Because she won Suicide Squad.
Well, yeah. True.
Let's be honest, it was her. Her makeup was the best in that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. But I don't think she applied it herself, though.
Killer Croc was pretty good, though.
Yeah, true.
He was good, and the Joker was fine, I guess. But like, she was a contributing factor.
Yeah,
so yeah. You know what, Margot? You can take that as an Oscar. Has she already got one? Did she get one for Itonia?
No, she was nominated but did not win. Yeah.
Has she won anything?
She's had one Oscar nomination as an actress, which was for Itonia. So yeah.
Okay, she will get there.
She'll get there at some point. Yeah, she wanted it for this, but it didn't happen. But yeah,
no.
I'm the same. Vice didn't deserve it. Like I found the makeup and hairstyling not bad, but distracting.
It took away. It took
me out of the film. 100%,
Yeah.
So
yeah. So yeah, makeup and hair. I'm giving to Mary Queen of Scots, despite having only seen the trailer.
Yeah. I'm right there with you.
That is an insult to Vice,
it
right
really
there.
Is. Well, but I agree with you. Like,
sorry, Border, I've not seen you.
Yeah, Border's the Swedish
and
film.
Let's be honest, I'm probably not going to. Yeah. Costume design. So we have The Ballad of Buster Scruggs, which I've not yet seen.
I'm going to try and see that.
I really do want to. We've also got Black Panther. We've got The Favourite, Mary Poppins Returns, and Mary Queen of Scots. For this one, it's... you know what? Of the three I've seen, Black Panther, Favourite, and Mary Poppins... they're all good shouts. They've all done, I think, some quite creative things. The Favourite, I would say less so than the other two, because there have been a lot of period pieces in the past.
Yeah. I didn't find myself noticing the costumes.
Well, I did.
Okay. I mean, I thought they were fantastic.
I mean, how could you not? But it's not doing anything brand new.
No, yeah, I mean, I don't mean that they were boring, but I was like, it wasn't like, holy shit, these are amazing.
Yeah, like we've seen all that before.
Yeah.
Mary Poppins, for me, the only bit was in that film where they go into the cartoon world, and they've all got kind of cartoon costumes, but they're not. Mm-hmm. Like, you can tell that they're real costumes that the actors are wearing.
Sure.
But they look kind of cartoony.
Yeah.
And that, I think, is definitely worth something.
Sure.
However, for me, Black Panther takes the win on that, because the amount of detail that goes into the costumes, not just the costumes on the whole, but every single costume.
Yeah.
They put a lot of effort into, and it's not like every character has one costume throughout the whole film. There are multiple costume changes for the quite large cast that they have, and every costume, I think, is quite iconic, recognisable. And also, this is where you award wigs, I believe.
Yeah.
And
the wigs were amazing.
Black Panther takes it for that too.
Yeah.
An Oscar that should exist, best wig.
But absolutely, I agree. Pretty something about it.
Yeah. So Black Panther. Again, I feel very passionate about this award.
Yeah, no, I agree.
And I have done since watching Black Panther, which was before last year's Oscars.
True, yeah.
And I felt that passion for over 12 months.
That wig passion is strong, yeah.
And it better bloody had.
No, I agree.
Like, not just the wigs, the costumes mainly, but
I'll be fine with the
wigs are
favourite.
wholly there.
Yeah, I'm fine with the favourite, but Black Panther has by far the best costumes of the year.
Right, film editing. I put a double space before this award.
This is where it gets a little bit
It's where we
harder to
start
judge, yeah.
less understanding what we're talking about.
Yes.
So, film editing, we have Blakkklansman, Bohemian Rhapsody, The Favourite, Green Book, and Vice. Again, it's not Vice.
It's not Vice.
I'm pretty much boycotting that for everything.
Yeah, it's the most obviously edited film.
Vice.
Because it's like it's a different format, but I don't like the way it's structured. So now,
Green Book, I didn't notice the editing. No, I don't know if not noticing the editing is a good thing or a bad thing. But Green Book, it didn't come up. I didn't think, oh yeah, the editing, right. The Favourite, Bohemian Rhapsody, yes, definitely. Blakkklansman, I don't remember it so well. I don't feel fair to judge. For this one, I'm going to treat it as though I've not seen Blakkklansman.
Okay, sure, yeah.
Just because I don't quite remember enough.
Well, I think if it was better edited, it would have been more thrilling.
Maybe.
Because that's very much a part of the tension.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah. But yeah, The Favourite, Bohemian Rhapsody, it's Bohemian Rhapsody for me.
Really?
Because the stuff they did in the live shows.
Okay, I'll give you that.
They did some really good stuff. And like they did a lot of montages.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure that's editing.
Sure, yeah. Yeah, no, it is. I'm going to go for The Favourite because the scenes that I really liked, I feel like were very well edited. Like the shooting scenes, the scene where they're like throwing loads of fruits at the fat guy. You know, it was just like there was lots of individual scenes that were like,
you know what, yeah, you're
very
right.
well, and like the dance scene that was fantastically cut. That scene was amazing. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to give this to the Favourite. I think it was a very well edited film.
Sure. Next award is production design. So we have Black Panther, The Favourite. By the way, this is, as far as I can tell, like sets and just other stuff. So we've got Black Panther, The Favourite, First Man, Mary Poppins Returns, and Roma.
Mm-hmm.
It's Roma. It's just Roma.
It
really is. I think that all the other ones they did very well. I think Mary Poppins is a bit of a standout for me. They did a very good job of recreating not just the physical sets, but the feel of the old film.
Yeah.
They did very well with that. I imagine a whole cartoon scene that counts in some way.
It absolutely does. Yeah.
I don't know how, but it definitely did. First Man, whatever.
Yeah.
The Favourite, they definitely did some things there. Black Panther.
I feel there was so much CGI in Black Panther. I feel it hard to.
Yes.
Yeah.
Adapted screenplay. Mm-hmm. So I've not seen Bride the Buster Scruggs.
No.
But however, there is also Blakkklansman, Can You Ever Forgive Me, If Beale Street Could Talk, which I've not seen, and A Star Is Born. So from those three that I've seen, adapted screenplay, Can You Ever Forgive Me?
Same.
Yeah, because Blakkklansman, like we say, it missed some marks. I mean, to be fair, this is essentially script.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
The script of Can You Ever Forgive Me was fantastic.
That's my definite
The
number.
dialogue is so good.
Actually, yeah, there's no argument here in the three that I've seen. It is definitely Can You Ever Forgive Me, Blakkklansman, and The Star Is Born. Blakkklansman, it is good. It's questionable because, we're not sure if it's a good film or not, but it's better than A Star Is Born, and it's not as good as Can You Ever Forgive Me.
Yeah. No, Can You Ever Forgive Me? The dialogue sparkles. It's
yeah.
such a well-written film. So, no argument on my part.
Mm-hmm. Okay, original screenplay.
Okay.
So, the same thing, but for different films.
Yes,
The Favourite, First Reformed, which I've not seen.
No.
Green Book, Roma, and Vice.
Mm-hmm.
So, we've got The Favourite, Green Book, Roma, Vice.
Well, Vice is out. Hated the dialogue. Hated the screenplay. That's my least favourite thing. It was so smug.
The fact that it used the word fucking in the first sentence.
Absolutely.
I'm out.
Yeah, same.
Well, Roma... there was a lot going on in Roma.
Yeah. The dialogue was... I know screenplay isn't just dialogue, but it was quite minimalist.
It was, but I felt like it was quite real.
Yeah, no,
same as the way that the film was, because, for example, in the birth scene, you see that there's the doctors in the background, they're, like doing CPR on a baby or whatever, and then there's a nurse in the foreground who's saying, like, okay, well, your placenta's coming out now.
Yeah.
And there's these two conversations going on at once, and you've really got your importance over on the one of them there.
Yeah.
But then there's another one going on there, and I don't know. Again, I'm not fully sure what happens in what should be awarded in screenplay. But yeah, there's something there, definitely.
There's definitely a lot to be said for it. I'm going to give this to The Favourite because I think the dialogue is the standout thing in the film.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, it's so quotable. It's so good, you know.
Actually, also because this is original as well, so
Yeah.
that does make a difference when someone's like, I'll tell you if you look like a badger.
Yeah, it's just so
It's great.
beautifully written, and it gives the actors so much to work with.
Yeah.
It's so full of great quips and quotes, so yeah.
Mm-hmm. Right, now the next two awards are sound editing, sound mixing. We're not fully sure of the differences, but I'm told that one of them is like a lot of visuals are recorded without the audio, and so they record the audio afterwards, and so that, I believe, is actually mixing.
Mhm.
But then editing is just like essentially the same as film editing, but just the audio instead of the visuals.
Okay.
So, like when you're mixing something, you've got to make it sound like it's in the same acoustics as whatever else is going on
I
in that,
see,
in that
and
place.
editing is just general use of sound in a film.
Pretty much, as far as I know, but I may well be wrong.
Okay.
Don't quote me on this. So, sound editing, we have Black Panther, Bohemian Rhapsody, First Man, A Quiet Place, and Roma. Sound mixing, we have Black Panther, Bohemian Rhapsody, First Man, Roma, and A Star Is Born. So the differences there are A Quiet Place and A Star Is Born.
You know what? That makes it tricky for me because actually, a Quiet Place.
Oh yeah, A Quiet Place, 100%. For sound editing,
What film uses sound other than Hereditary, which is scandalously not nominated? What other film uses sound better than A Quiet Place?
I don't think that any do. I mean, as far as I can tell, it depends what qualifies, but yeah, A Quiet Place definitely takes that award from me.
Yeah.
Sound wise, you know what? Should we just, for the sake of this podcast, let's just merge them?
Sure.
So we've got Black Panther, Bohemian Rhapsody, First Man, A Quiet Place, Roma, and A Star Is Born.
Yeah.
Best sound, which used to be an award.
Yeah, would go to A Quiet Place.
Definitely A Quiet Place.
Sound mixing, I'd give to Bo Rap because it does do an excellent job of mixing.
Oh, sorry, I forgot about that. Yes,
the lip syncing versus actual Freddie Mercury vocals. So can't argue with that.
Okay,
so,
yeah. I'll definitely give it that.
Cool.
Okay, now original song. So we talked about this earlier a little bit.
Mhm.
We have All the Stars, which is in Black Panther.
Yeah.
I'll Fight, which is an RBG, which is a documentary. The Place Where Lost Things Go from Mary Poppins Returns.
Mhm.
Shallow from A Star Is Born. And When a Cowboy Trades His Spurs for Wings from The Ballad of Buster Scruggs.
So I've heard two of these. Well, three of these. I can't really remember the Black Panther one.
It wasn't really in the film. It was more sort of a Kendrick Lamar single that just came out at the time.
Okay, sure.
That was ever so slightly in the film. I think it was in the film in the casino in the background.
Oh, great. Okay, sure.
It was a background song.
Yeah. Well, regardless, it's shallow for me.
Yeah. I don't remember that song from Mary Poppins.
It's one of the more forgettable ones. That's the one where she's like...
Why would they nominate? Why would they push forward that?
Yeah, why not? Yeah, they could have easily done... because the cover is not
the cover. That's
a great song. I would have been up for that.
The best song.
Yeah. No, I think it's the Nothing's Lost Forever if you say... Yeah, it's that one of those speaky-singy ones, which I didn't like very much. So, yeah.
Which Mary Poppins is known for. I don't know Shallow that well. I remember it from the trailers. I don't remember it from the film somehow.
It's the key scene. He drags her up on stage.
No, I know the scene, but just like the bits I remember of that song are just a bit of the chorus that's in the trailer.
Really. When she does just random noises. Yeah.
Is that not in the trailer? I saw the trailer 50 times.
Sure. Yeah.
I've seen the film once, and I've not listened to the song out of the film at all.
Enough.
I know it's been on the radio. I listen to the radio, so
sure.
Yeah, Shallow, whatever.
Yeah, not one we're particularly infused on. Fine.
Original score: Black Panther. You know what? That was great.
Yeah.
Blakkklansman. Don't remember. If Beale Street Could Talk, not seen. Isle of Dogs. Don't remember. Mary Poppins Returns. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I'd give this to Black Panther, or maybe Isle of Dogs. It did have quite a nice little score. It didn't blow me away, but I don't
remember it at all.
I think I'd give this to Black Panther, to be honest.
I remember
it had a good score.
Black Panther, yeah, just for being different.
Yeah. Not much to say about that, yeah.
Visual effects. This is the only category that Avengers Infinity War is nominated, along with Christopher Robin, First Man, Ready Player One, and Solo: A Star Wars Story. So visual effects, in this instance, as far as I'm aware, this is one that could be split up into many different awards.
Yeah.
So like how sound editing, sound mixing, and a few others have been split up in the past from just being sound, which was an award. Visual effects could easily be split up into best motion capture, of which there is always at least one in the year.
Sure, yeah.
Or maybe they could merge that with de-aging as well, just to
best de-aging effects.
Not best de-aging, but just like best manipulation or something. In Avengers Infinity War, it's all just motion capture of Thanos, which that's something.
Absolutely.
Because he looks fantastic. And then to compare him to Winnie the Pooh in Christopher Robin,
It's tough, yeah.
It is tough because they're two very different things. One is an entirely CGI thing.
Yeah.
Like, where do you go with that? How do you compare the two?
Well, it's like comparing the different actresses.
They're very different things. It's why Andy Serkis will never get an Oscar until this award happens, because his best work... Say what you will about Black Panther, yes, he's great, but his best work is motion capture.
100%, yeah.
And he's not going to get rewarded for that when it's just lumped into visual effects with things like Ready Player One and Solo: A Star Wars Story.
Yeah. No, I agree with you.
Solo: A Star Wars Story had some good looks.
Yes.
Had some good bits of CGI, but visual effects is too broad.
Mm-hmm.
So, to recap, Avengers, Christopher Robin, First Man, Ready Player One, and Solo: A Star Wars Story.
I think it's pretty obvious it's Avengers. Yeah.
Is that for you?
Same, yeah. No.
Are you just saying that to agree with me, or
no? I'm not. Well, I've not seen Christopher Robin.
No, me neither.
First Man didn't blow me away particularly. I mean, the moon scenes looked nice enough, but
visually it didn't look.
It was quite bland.
It didn't look anything special.
No.
I appreciated things like when they took off in the rocket, they only showed it from the inside of the rocket. That was a good bit of filmmaking, but that's not visual effects. That's lack of visual effects.
Yeah.
Used in the right way, definitely. Used in a positive way, but that's not visual effects.
No,
that's
I
just
agree.
a set.
Yeah.
Ready Player One.
Nothing outstanding.
No, it's just too much CGI because there wasn't enough contrast.
Yeah. And Solo, parts of it looked quite bad.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's a no-brainer there for
it's got to be Avengers.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be great. Yeah. Okay, now here's one that I'm really looking forward to as an award.
Okay.
Animated feature film. So we have Incredibles 2, Isle of Dogs, Mirai, which is, I believe it's a manga that I've not seen.
Yeah.
Ralph Breaks the Internet, and Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
Yes.
So what is it for you?
For me, it's clearly Into the Spider-Verse. I've seen 4 or 5 of these. I've seen everything but
Same.
Mirai.
Yeah,
and I will watch
same.
Mirai before next Sunday, but so far I've not had a chance. But Incredibles 2 was very average.
It wasn't very average. It was...
By Pixar standards.
It was standard Pixar.
Yeah.
I think it's difficult for Pixar to have something that looks better or worse than other Pixar films because they all look very similar, and it's just a case of how creative are the storylines and what is required. So if you look at Inside Out, that is something that's, okay, we require some quite creative storytelling here, which requires creative visuals.
Yes.
Brave is kind of the only one that's set in the real world with humans. So that's where that one gets a bit of a difference. And going back before that, there's not really many standouts by today's standards.
No, in terms of animation.
At the times, like Monsters Inc., great, you've done like a hairy thing.
Yes.
That works really well. But like now, okay, whatever. And Incredibles 2 is just, okay, yeah, whatever. It's fine. It's mostly humans. You've got
I just found the story bland. Even taking away the animation, I found the story very bland.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was dreary to me. It was dour. Isle of Dogs.
Controversially, I've never been a fan of Incredibles.
No, same. Not
It's
really.
always been just fine.
But I think the first one's better. But I don't like either of them. Isle of Dogs, like, looked great. Like I like that style of stop motion animation. But again, it didn't really blow my mind. Ralph Breaks the Internet was just fine. I don't think it built on the first one.
I thought Ralph Breaks the Internet had a lot going on visually. There was just constantly too much to look at because a lot of it was kind of these big landscapes of the cityscape that is the internet
sure, yeah.
in this world, and it was just like there's too much detail here.
I thought that film was a mess, to be honest.
Yeah?
I found that film to be a complete mess.
We're supposed to review that tonight. That's the third one we were going to do.
Well, we'll do it another time.
Yeah. That only leaves Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, which we've said bad things about all the others, but I think that even if we were to look at all the others in very positive ways,
it's still the clear standout.
Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse is outstanding. And I think that of all the awards that we've talked about tonight, this one is probably the one that I want to win its award more than any others. And I'm not sure if it will. I wouldn't be surprised if Isle of Dogs takes it.
Maybe I would be... I feel like it's just such the obvious standout in terms of the different styles of animation it brings in terms of the storytelling, in terms of the innovation. I think it really deserves to win.
Yeah.
And I'm saying that as someone who's not like a huge Marvel fanboy. Like,
yeah, this is absolutely the film for me.
Yeah. I agree with you. I think it absolutely deserves to win.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's a few awards left, but I don't know if you want to talk about them. So we've got animated short film.
No idea.
Live action short film.
No.
Documentary feature.
No.
Documentary short subject.
No.
And foreign language film, which of course is going to Roma.
Yes. So yeah, they're the only ones that, yeah. I couldn't give you a very...
No, other than Roma, I've not seen any of them.
I'll hopefully have seen Cold War by Oscar night, but other than that...
Is that... Oh, that is...
It's in foreign language, I think, yeah.
Oh, is it? Do you want to do a quick little recap of your Best Picture nominations? We didn't do that earlier in order. So mine, going from 8 to 1, is Vice, A Star is Born, Roma, Blakkklansman, Green Book, Bohemian Rhapsody, The Favourite, and then Black Panther at the top.
Okay, so mine are in 8th place is Vice, in 7th place is Bohemian Rhapsody, in 6th place is Green Book, in 5th place is Blakkklansman, in 4th place A Star is Born, in 3rd place Roma, in 2nd place Black Panther, and my number 1 film of the Best Picture nominees is The Favourite.
Okay, and finally, the billion-dollar question. No, trillion-dollar question.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's actually not that good a year. The $1,000 question.
Wow, you've really tapped that down.
Which film is going to win Best Picture? Not your hope, your prediction.
My prediction is that Roma won't win Best Picture.
Yeah, I'm in agreement with that, I think.
Yeah.
I think Roma is much more of the one that's like, it's for film people.
It won the BAFTA, it won the Golden Globe, it won the Screen Actors Guild. It's won all of the precursor awards, so it's pretty...
It's very much a film festival film.
It's a film for film fans,
It's not so much that's like, that it's going to be sort of controversial if it wins.
No, sure
It's
not.
going to be absolutely fine.
Yeah.
I'll be overjoyed if it's The Favourite or Black Panther.
Same.
I don't think it's going to be either. But imagine if it was Black Panther.
Yeah, I think those are the top. I think those are the clear top 3.
The Favourite would be just brilliant, and
yes,
it absolutely deserves it.
Yeah,
but imagine if Black
Panther would be a moment, and Green Book would be a safe, fine. I think the other 4 don't have a chance. I think there's 4 that could win it, and 4 that are just making up the numbers. I think Blakkklansman, Vice, what else is there? Star is Born, and what's the other one?
We just forgotten about this already. Green Book?
Bohemian
Rhapsody.
Bohemian Rhapsody. I think those 4 are making up the numbers.
So. Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah.
Okay, well that wraps us up, I think. So,
Great.
2019 Oscars. What a time. What a time. Okay, well, please do tune in next Monday, I believe, that we're going to be doing a summary.
Yes, we'll do our post-Oscars hangover episode, yeah.
Yeah, which should be good. Which does mean that this Friday we've got one of the standard episodes coming out. Is it Truth or Dare?
Yes, it will, because Need for Speed comes out tonight at the time we're recording.
Mm-hmm.
This will be coming out after that, obviously. So yes, the next major episode will be Truth or Dare, which will be out on the Friday. Yes.
Brilliant. So tune into Truth or Dare, and
which
then
did not win Oscars. Spoiler alert.
And then Monday, come and tune in for our post-Oscars review, which will be maybe a short half-hour episode or something. Won't be too long. And then if you haven't already, please do subscribe to us on patreon.com/beyondtheboxset, and you can get full reviews of all the films that we talked about, which I'm going to say most, but not all, most, we are less drunk than we are currently.
Well, some.
I reckon most.
Blakkklansman, we were pretty drunk because we did that one in the pub.
I'm saying most.
Most, you're right, yeah. So.
You can point out the odd one.
Yeah. Well, there's only 8, and we've done 2 tonight. Well, we weren't that drunk with it. Okay.
Oh, I just mean most of the reviews in general.
Yeah, of course, yes. Yeah, that's fair, yeah.
Even when we're doing crap shit like The Predator.
True. Yes, you're right, yeah.
Remember that film?
We should have done that drunk, yeah.
Yeah, God.
We should have watched that drunk.
You got so angry.
I was furious. Yeah.
Great, well, thank everybody for listening, and we will see you next time.
See you next time. Thank you very much. Bye.
Bye.
I'm sorry. No. There's a mistake. There's a mistake. Moonlight, you guys won Best Picture.
Moonlight won. Come on, this is not a joke.
This is not a joke. I'm afraid they read the wrong thing.
This is not a joke. Moonlight has won Best Picture. Moonlight, Best Picture.